I guess I'm here. Are you here? This is Wayne Tooker from Cape Cod, Massachusetts, to spend a little time with you today, speaking about Gaia Sophia, or body consciousness, a conscious body, where we use our intuition and our magnetism to feel and communicate with the world and put our mind at rest for a while, and so the mind can be relaxed and comfortable as it works as our translator and our communicator. So, my work has a lot to do with breath, being conscious of your breath all the time, because it can make you feel better at any second of the day if you remember just to take a deep breath. And there are different ways you can use your breath, which make you feel more awake, more relaxed, more excited, all those kinds of things. Different things like breathing through different teeth changes it, or the length of your inhale and your exhale. But perhaps once you're aware of your breath, it doesn't matter, because all you have to do is remember to breathe full breaths, and you will immediately feel better and have more energy, be more relaxed, and capable of doing your daily activities. So that's huge. And I still can't understand why people don't do that all the time, why they forget. I know why they forget, because they're thinking, I have to do this, I have to do that. But while you're breathing, you can also be thinking about what you have to do. And you'll relax, and what you have to do will be less oppressive, less intensity, less tension, all of that. So it's huge, being conscious of your breath and taking some good breaths. So I would say to you, why don't you do it more? Because it's almost 30 years I've been talking about this, and people forget like immediately. The other thing is the way we move. The way we move allows us to receive energy, to move forward with direction, or it closes us and keeps us compacted and less able to appreciate and feel other people, or less able to communicate who we are, or less able to allow ourselves to be who we are. Amazing. And people don't use that either. Almost always their movements are a reflection of how they feel, rather than using their movements to change how they feel. And of course, thoughts, where you put your thoughts, are hugely important. It not only makes your consciousness, your reality, your environment, your truth, but it also affects your internal homeostasis and how you feel. Even just having like a good luck charm, some people use that and they'll look at it, or Mother Mary or Saint Michael or something, and they look at it, and so for a moment their thoughts change, they're connected to something else. This helps. Having words to remember, things written on the wall, statues of Saint Michael or Mother Mary or Jesus or Buddha, Mohammed, whatever. And so when you look at something like that or say something related to them, it relaxes you and takes you into a healthier place, a softer place, a more healing place. There are thousands of things that we can do to reduce our suffering immediately and increase our well-being at least a little bit, allowing our bodies to function properly. So that's a big part of my work, because even though I was talking about unconditional love, which is the beauty of being here, is that we have as our source unconditional love, which feeds and nourishes us if we allow it to, and don't think that we have to do everything, that we're responsible for well-being, but that there's a deeper source and force that brought us into this world. And when we leave this world, we'll still be with that deeper source and force, which comes into this world and into this body through our breath. Let's call it our soul. Soulfulness. The grace of God to be. Anyway, I've enjoyed being here on Bridges of Light, Ponti di Luce, for this last month or month and a half. But, well aware that very few people speak English or understand English well enough to follow everything here on this program. So I would like you to let me know if it's worthwhile for me to be here. If I say anything that you understand or that you appreciate, Um, Otherwise, it almost makes sense that I always do in Italian because I speak Italian not as well as English, but actually it's more within the work that I've developed, the way of the heart to be and not to be, Gaia Sophia, body consciousness over the last 30 years because I was living in Italy while I developed that. So anyway, here I am. I'm totally available, wonderfully happy and content, fulfilled to be here with you. And I would appreciate it if you have um, some comments or some questions about what you would like me to speak about to give you a little clearer understanding of what I mean about conscious breath or the conscious body or transformational movement, how to use the movement, or God or soul or the troubles of the world or the troubles of being a human being, how difficult that is because it's a lot harder to be a human being than to be an angel. Angels are in other dimensions where things are much more focused. Here, there is a lot of free will and a lot of extreme sensitivity on the part of the human body. Heat, cold, affection, attention, respect, contact, condivision, sharing thoughts, sharing a team, being a fan of something with some other people being a fan of something. It's all very, very, very complicated to be a human being. Do not underestimate the difficulty of it. It's not that you are not good at being human. It's that it's totally it's an incredibly difficult thing to be human and to be happy, the old HH, human and happy. And that's why I'm here. I'm here to facilitate happiness. I mean, that you have all these sources and forces, that we all do, that we're all equal. I mean, I really know that. Everybody is the master. A lot of people think they know that, but they can't feel it, and so they get into difficulties. You see, we have to understand that we could be omnipotent because higher forces could flow through our bodies and make things seem miraculous, and they do that. Or we could be completely impotent, and where nothing seems to be going our way or we are incapable of doing anything. That's where we need to bow down and say, I am in your service to the higher forces, lower sources. And we have to be able to do both of those things, to be and not to be, which will be the answer to the question of Hamlet. To be or not to be, this is the question. Well, the secret, esoteric answer is to be all that you can be and not to be. Allow your soul or higher forces to run your life, to guide you, to nourish you. And maybe the allowing is even more important than the being, the determination. Not maybe, it definitely is, if we're speaking about happiness. If you're speaking about having an effect on the world, the effect that you want to have, then it's all over on that side of being. And then you can ask for help from higher forces or lower sources or whatever. And then you're into the non-being part, please help me. And then you have to be open to receive the help. Yeah, you know what that means. Hi, people. Oh, Letitia, could you please repeat the order and the chakra where the vowels have to me when breathing? Yes, Letitia, I will. So the discussion is, how can we self-nourish ourselves, self-transform ourselves, and to be able to facilitate change within ourselves. So in my work, I didn't bring forth, my soul brought forth from within my body the power of sounds and the effect of sounds on our emotional and psychological and spiritual state. And in the beginning, there was the Word, right? That's what they say in the Bible. The Word is the sound. And in Kabbalah, And what's the word of that wonderful book? There's a wonderful esoteric magical book. Sho Sokar. I'm not sure. Sokar. No, that's the name of an early pharaoh, the hidden one. But these are the times we're speaking about before created civilization. And there are sounds which they say created creation. And so in my work, as I was trying to give people tools that they could use to change the way they felt, to develop an emotional base for their personality so that they could contemplate and be more effective in what they were trying to do. Just facilitate them to manifest their life the way they would like to. So I let go of these big ideas of unconditional love and the soul running the life, and I said, here are some little tools that you can use to feel better and to direct your emotions or your psychology or your spirituality. So in the Kabbalah, they have all these seed sounds, like they do in Hinduism and Buddhism. They use them in mantras, and shamans use them in just kind of a free making of sounds, allowing their spirits to speak like star language or ghost language or something like that, where you just allow yourself to make the sounds you want to. And this is very helpful to anybody too, because it gives the freedom of expression, which releases the tensions that one has, the same way as if one dances their own spirit dance. If they just allow themselves to move, to allow their body to move, their body will move in a way which releases tensions. And releasing the tensions allows them to be more fully incarnated with their harmonious emotions and communications. Huge if one would just allow themselves to dance 10 minutes. And why is that? Because the movements of the body are going to be those that free the body, and they're going to be expressions that one feels like doing, but also they're breathing. And breathing has a purification quality just by the fact that somebody's getting rid of toxins, carbon dioxide and other things, and breathing in oxygen. But that's not the most important part of breathing. That's just a primary phase where you get your body open and ready to live. There's consciousness in the breath. It's not only the soul as animation, that when you breathe no more you are not animated, but you are not conscious. And the consciousness is within that Shakti or Prakriti or whatever it is. That's the essence of the energy within the breath. There's wisdom within the breath. All things that if as you breathe in, you realize that there's wisdom, and you open your body and you say, care for you. I understand the difficulties that we had made me stronger, made me clear, made me aware not to be like that. All kinds of teachings and graces come from the relationships that we've had. And they live on in us. They are not dead. Spiritually alive, emotionally alive. So when Letitia asked me about the seed sounds for the chakras, I'm kind of thrilled, because that's a very fundamental understanding and a very simple exercise which helps you to not only activate but harmonize all of your emotions in your whole body. So we'll get into that, but I want you to understand why that was brought forth through me, so that you could do things to make yourself feel better, or to be more consonant with your emotions, with what you want to do and what you want to manifest, that you can be more who you would like to be by using techniques of breath, movement, sound, thought. You have everything already within you, though. That's the big secret. You don't need to learn anything. You just have to allow it to come through, because all knowledge is within and without. It's everywhere. Any kind of knowledge that you want. It's magnetic. It's connected to emotions. It's connected to pathways, circuitries that have been created through time. All of that which has been learned and forgotten will be learned again. But the big thing to learn is how to be happy. And being happy, you have to accept yourself, love yourself, but also you have to be doing stuff for other people, or for plants, or for animals. Many people live their most glorious moments of love with their animali, with their pets, their cat, or their dog, or their turtle, or their garden. And there they really have the oxytocin and the bonding energy flows, where they find they can give all of their love and care that they need to give as a human being, because we need to give that. It's much more important to give that than to receive that, because it's very hard to receive, because everybody's trying to be hard and strong, and they're curious and concerned about what people are thinking about them. I mean, it's crazy. So I think the first thing, before talking with Leticia again about the sounds, is to understand what my view of chakras is. I did a talk 1996 at Mount Shasta. You can hear it on YouTube. It's called Wayne at Wesak. And in that, there was a Dr. Joshua David Stone had given a talk on a whole bunch of chakras, all the different ones outside the body and everything too. And my talk, see, I'm not talking about other dimensions. I'm talking about this dimension as the sum point of all those other dimensions. They all come together here. We are bringing our spirituality here. We are not going there. We are bringing everything so we can be fulfilled human beings. So for my purposes, there are only 6 chakras that make a 7th chakra. It's not like a traffic light that goes bing, bong, boom, boom, oh, or a, e. Those are the frequencies and vibrations of the chakras and aspects of our body. But if we really want to understand what the human soul is, what the human being is, it's a marriage of 3 chakras of spirit. And 3 chakras of the earth. And they join, these 3 chakras, like a triangle coming down from the sky. Come to me. You breathe in your spirit into your body, and then from the earth you say, come to me. And it's a triangle from your 2 feet, comes up through your hips to your heart, and the triangle comes down to your heart. And so your heart is a synthesis. It's a child. It is created by 3 chakras from spirit and 3 chakras from the earth. And it's a golden, rhomboid, interdimensional portal where love can come into this world and change this world. So one has to activate 3 chakras of spirit, 3 chakras of the earth, and you have a heart, a lion heart. Not a little weak heart that you have to hide away in a little golden chest with silver chains and angels to guard it. No. Like the Grail, like the Holy Grail, an energy source which disperses love, light, warmth, and wisdom, heat, colors to the earth. First to that body within which it is joined by 3 chakras of spirit and 3 chakras of the earth. A human heart. So that was the first part to understand within body consciousness, or within Gaia Sophia, that there are three chakras from spirit and three chakras from earth, which are joined in the heart, the human heart, the golden heart. The green aspect is a harmonious healing aspect, but what we're talking about as a human, it's a golden heart. So, to get to Leticia's question about the vowel sounds, because as we have words, we have consonants and we have vowels. The vowel gives the soul to the sound. Oo, o, a, e. E, there's a total movement of the oogle of the vocal cords, of the lips that go out, the tongue that moves back and forth, that all create connections to different emotions. So the soul sounds are ooh, o, a, e. They can be done at different levels, lower or higher. Ooh, o, a, e. And they all work on those different levels from the first chakra up, but at different frequencies, different fibers, different aspects of those chakras. Through the tone, through also the intensity of the thought, the focus, the precision, or how it is allowed to flow through. Whereas the consonants are how the soul is used. So if we go it's the oo sound, which would be the lowest frequency in the body, oo, because we have all the emotions on the lips, ooh, here, so the body vibrates more all through the body, but especially from the feet up. And then with the m, which is the physical sound, we bring that oo into the whole body. It vibrates the whole body. And if we do im, we're bringing spirit into the whole body. Im. Or in the other direction, we activate the body and we send it through into spirit. You see, spiritual people like very much those sounds because they're very spiritual, like ding. Whereas more earthly people like boom, 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 boom. You know, like the drum sound. Boom, ba, ba is an explosive sound. So you can go boom, which is boo, boom, brings power into the body. Boom. Boom, chakalaka, chakalaka. The K sound is the most percussive sound that we can have. Ka, ku, ki, and so forth. So the soul of a sound, the general vibration, is given by the vowel. The implementation of that soul sound is made by the instruments of the consonants. S, penetrating sound. Sa, penetrating heart. Or as, heart penetrating. Is, si. These all automatically have an effect. So what I did, I think the first time that I did a workshop or a program like this, is I gave an exercise which harmonizes and activates all the chakras quickly and deeply. And that was making those vowel sounds like ooh, oh, ah, eh, ee. If you're there, you can try it. Ooh, oh, ah, or the other way. E, A, O. E, A, O. We can add the M. E, Om, and this series of sounds, of vowels, coordinates the emotions, activates the full body and brain. So it creates kind of a calming activation. I used to call it the automatic car wash of the chakras. The problem with sound exercises or things is that you make them and you feel them while you're. It's not the problem. The most important thing about it is that you must feel it while you're making. You don't think that you're making it. You feel it. So you're not saying I'm doing im. I'm feeling im. Im. And that's where the magic happens. When you're feeling it, because it becomes you. You incorporate it. It transforms you. Otherwise, you think I'm making the sound. Then you have to know I'm receiving the sound. You are making the sound, and you're making it for you, so then you receive it. Now, as I said before, the breath, when we breathe in, we're taking in the energy and the consciousness. But when we breathe out, we have to give it to our body. So we simultaneously, as we're breathing out, we have to feel that the cells of our body are actually receiving the energy and the nourishment from the breath. Completely the opposite of what most of you have learned about breathing in the good and breathing out the tension. You breathe in, and then you give it to your body, and your body receives it. Through movement, as you move, your muscles and your cells absorb the energy. Your body becomes conscious. Your body becomes healthy. You are self-nourishing yourself with your breath. While you breathe out, air goes out, carbon dioxide goes out, but the energy which you inhaled is all being transformed by your blood, your little, let's see, what do we call those? Non capriole, the little sacs, the areoles, something or other in your lungs, which have the little capillaries which take the oxygen and pass it into the blood, and the carbon dioxide goes out. And then that oxygen, the hemoglobin, is brought to your body through your circulatory system. You understand? When you're breathing out, just toxins are going up, but your body is receiving. So you have to be conscious that you are receiving and being nourished. Feel the grace. Remember, I spoke other times about the saliva is the alchemical substance of the emotions. It's a liquid. So whatever emotions we're feeling create the chemistry, the alchemical components of the saliva. So if you're feeling angry, there's a bitterness. If you're feeling envious, there's a dryness and bitterness. If you're feeling successful and happy, there's a sweetness. If you see something you like, you have a lot of saliva. If you're afraid of something, you hardly have any saliva. You follow me? It constantly is tracking your emotional state. So as you gather your saliva, you are integrating those emotions, you're taking them down as ballast, as grounding in your body, and you're freeing the emotional experience in your mind and your emotional state. I'm just throwing these things one out after another, but each one of them really deserves weeks of contemplation. So the most important thing about a sound exercise is receiving the sound, allowing it to vibrate your whole body, which will automatically bring you into harmony, all of your chakras into harmony with that frequency and that thing, but also brings you peace, but also, most importantly, it nourishes you. So you will have more energy to do what it is that you have to do. And you'll be calmer, so you have more clarity when you're doing what you have to do. So let's go back to why I'm here. I'm here to facilitate happiness. Back in 1992, when I first started doing workshops, I said, well, unconditional love, everybody is it, and I thought they would become it immediately. I knew they were all masters, but I found out it's very, very difficult for people. So I developed these simpler techniques of how to self-coordinate your inner state to bring calm and nourishment so that you can feel more comfortable being who you are, appreciate more who you be, and maybe feel some gratitude and feel the powers of who you really are. A constant contentedness, consciousness, constant consciousness, happy human being. How much you want and desire is probably how much you're going to, suffer for that. I mean, the more things that you want, the more tension is created. The more things you appreciate, the more happy you are. And grace. And blaming people is one of the ways you can create a lot of tension. Anyway, I would love to see if we have any questions. If anybody has questions, please. That's that. Just having you here is a great gift for us. Hope everybody understood what you say. It's vital. Hope we all put it into practice. Thank you so much. So somebody understands me. Yeah. Well, good people. We have to decide whether I continue doing these English on Bridges of Light, or if I only do the Italian ones. I do English on my Facebook, and I'm available for individual sessions if somebody wants, just looking me up on Facebook Messenger, to go into more detail with these and to work with you on these things. So let me know if it's useful to you. Let me know what you think I should do. That's it, because I'm really here for you, and I can do anything. I mean, I can sing, I can dance, I can love and appreciate you. I can feel and understand your situation if we ever talk. Not only the mental aspects, but the emotional aspects, and perhaps even the spiritual mission aspect of your life. You see, it's cool because we're all one, but we're all here together, but we also are separate. So we have these little separate communicator things that we work through to make that contact through our soul with each other, not through the mind. I have no use for the mind except for translating. It's the soul which makes the connection. It's the soul which knows, which feels, which is part of everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the exercise, which I did the first and second, maybe the third time I did something with you folks on Bridges of Light. Because it's the shortest, quickest, exercise for healing, if you want to call it healing, for nourishing or for harmonizing, that you can do anytime. And you can do it during the in-breath and the out-breath. This is the magic of this exercise. Because while you're breathing in, you do it, and while you're breathing out, you do it. So you're feeling through your whole respiratory cycle. So we would go oo, o, ah, a, e, and then we go e, a, ah, o, oo. So first we'll do it just on the out breath, like most people do sound exercises. So we'll go up to spirit and back down to the earth. Okay? When you're using the out breath, usually, if you just go in one direction, it works better because you have more breath and it takes you. So if you want to become in a more spiritual state, you can just go which gathers the energies up. If you did the exercise and remembered to feel, you feel the change in your body. If you didn't do the exercise and were just listening, you could feel the change in your body, even if you didn't breathe. But if you breathed while I was doing it, you would feel it even more. So now let's go from the spiritual down to the earth. Which ends with you more grounded, more into your body, more warm, more sensual, more, warm, golden warmth. So if you want to feel more relaxed and more warm, you start with the E and go down to the bottom. E, A, O. Now, when this exercise becomes very special and extremely powerful, penetrating, is when we do it without the vocal cords, because we can make the vowel sounds just by the shape of our mouth. And in this case, we can do a full inspiration all the way, whether it's up to spirit or down to the earth, and then back again to where we started. So we're going to do the U, O, A, E, inspirando, and then the I, E, A, O, U, espirando. Così. And you breathe in as far as you can. And you can hold your breath there. And appreciate, enjoy, totally feel, and become one with that E. And then you can go E. And you can stay there when all your breath is gone. So if you end those in apnea, like breathing in all the way, and then when you breathe in as far as you can, you just sit there in this eternal space of peace and oneness. That E continues to reverberate, the spiritual E, through all of your body, transforming it into a more subtle frequencies and sensitivities. And then when you go back down to the earth and you finish with the ooh and you stay there, and then you're in that silence and that stillness and that peace, you really permeate into the earth and the earth into you. Now, if we want to do just a quick harmonization and activation, which I suggest because that's the thing that you can do while you're walking in your house, or you're driving your car, you're on the subway, anywhere, you just go. And the peace is in that last third of the expiration of the exhale. So you let all the air out. And as it all goes out, you enter into full, absolute peace. Every time, no matter what you're thinking in your life. Absolute peace is always in that last third. So you can end in that last third of which would be earth, body. Or you can end it in the E. Lighter. Now the beauty of this, the most magical aspect of it, is you can do it without making any sounds. You can just think the sounds. You breathe in, so nobody even knows you're breathing in. You can be on a subway, like I said, you can just be breathing in. A full activation, harmonization of your chakras, and you're feeling peace. So if you want that whole activation, harmonization to feel peace in the body, you do ooh, oh, I, e, ow, no, ooh, oh, I, on the in-breath, and then e, ow, on the out-breath. Last third of the out-breath, and that peace after the out-breath is where the magic happens. You can do the other way, just thinking from E, A, O, U, and then U, O, I, E, and you become more spiritual at the end. More ding. So you will go E, A, O, U, E, A, O, U, U, O, I, E. Just thinking. Ding. Okay, so that's basically it. Hello everybody, I'm glad that you are with me. Those of you who are with me, I think there's, looks like 16 eyes, 8 hearts, a bunch of chakras. If there's anything, I think we're getting near the end, right? 10 minutes left. If there's anything that you would like to hear or talk about or be, just let me know. Remember, my main function, or we could say my sole function, which I mean my only function, is to facilitate soul's presence in your body, in our bodies, in humankind actually. human soul in human hearts, in all of humanity. I think most of you are fully aware of what's going on the planet, what's going on in the United States, with the political situation and with COVID all over the world. We have more energy available and ingredients for powerful transformation than we've ever had here on the planet. Because as well as everybody having these things and being aware of these things, we're all connected through internet, which assists us to be connected through the other interventional pathways, which we only imagine that they're real without internet. Internet helps us actually to feel more, make it a little more concrete. And I think it should facilitate us to understand that we're also interconnected in spirit, very consciously connected, some of us. I've had people that I haven't spoken to for maybe 20 years, and all of a sudden they'll just send me a message or something and say how they think of me every day, they feel me every day, I'm in their heart or something like that. And everybody's in my heart. I mean, everybody that I've ever met, that I think I'm, all exes and lovers and children and friends and enemies, because they're not enemies, they were just playing a role. They might think they were enemies, but they're all stacked on my shelves, and I go thankful to all of them. Every little aspect of my being, which is our being, everybody's. So we are all connected. And sometimes we make that deep connection in the heart. And when we make that, not because of loving and caring, but because of the source and the force of humankind, of evolution, of what a human is, that need to be one with everything and to nourish others, nourish to flourish, that love can flourish on the planet. But I also need your advice, because, we don't have many English-speaking people, and I can do this in Italian easier than I do it in English. I only get to do that once every 2 weeks, which is on, what day is that on? Wednesday. Wednesday at 6:30 in Italy. So the next time will be the 14th of January. But like I said, I do stuff on my Facebook page, and I would love to do individual sessions, private sessions with you, working together where we can see each other and hear each other, like with Zoom, which I love because I can see somebody. I love this too because I love you when I can feel you and see you, even if I don't really see you. We are connected because it's all in the vibrations, it's all in the frequencies. It's not even so much in the words. The words help the mind, but I'm really here about the soul. A little bit of soul. So let me see if anybody has a question. Sandro, how do we eradicate past pains of which we are no longer even aware? I'm not sure why you think there are past pains of which you're not aware. Because you're talking about them. So it kind of seems like there is some kind of awareness of pains, even though you say you're not aware of them. Love is the answer. Having that internal source flowing in your body dissolves all scars, all misunderstandings, because most pain, first it comes from burning yourself, hunger, constipation, people treating you bad, all those kind of things. But as this internal source, this fountain within us flows, that's all their problem. It's not ours. Because we've made contact with that, I guess you could call it the Holy Grail, the Ark of the Covenant, or whatever it is. So if you feel
like there are past pains, you're obviously not unaware of them. But attention, because some people will try to make you think that you have past pains so that they can do their job, which is to heal you or help you. I, I run into people that said things to me as if there were things that needed to be fixed, because that's how they make their living. You know, oh, I feel there's a question inside of you. You know, I never ask questions inside of me. You know, the only thing that I asked today was what you think, because I'm you also, and I'm curious about how you feel. So let me go back to Sandro. So if there are pains, you see, it just isn't. It just it doesn't make sense, Sandro, to say on pains that you're unaware of. Why do you think that? Somebody told you that you had them, and so you believe them because you trust them, because you've given them your will. And you said, I will follow you wherever you may go. And if you tell me I have pains, I believe you. And we should discover them and free them. You see, most people, see, I don't even like the word healing, because people, if they're healing something, they're seeing a disease. You follow me? See, you're never really going to get away from that. And that's why I'm not people can get healed when I'm with them, but it's not about healing. It's about nourishing their source and their force, the essence of who they are. And then they grow strong, and these other things fall away. Whereas if we focus on these other things, they only stay there all the time, and you have like Marley in the Christmas Carol, the ghost with all the chains on him. You know, all of my relationships are blessings and flowers to me. So if you're not aware of past pains, Sandra, I would say you're not aware of it. So don't even try to think about them. I mean, you know, go on with your life. Go do the things you like to do. Find things that make you happy. Trust yourself. Do things for yourself. Oh, there's another. Yeah, like a ghost. Some kind of indefinite burden, like a ghost presence. That's what I was saying about Marley with the chains. Well, Sandra, those are the kind of things that individual sessions are good with. You know, if there's some kind of unidentified feeling, because with me, being that I'm not thinking, I'm feeling, I can, you know, be in touch with these things, and I'm not afraid of them. I love them, so they can make themselves clear to me. And these presences often just have gifts of strength and understanding with them. But the unknown scares a lot of people, you know, and if they don't feel good, they say, well, why am I not feeling good? There must be a reason. And millions of people will tell you what the reason is. But we should actually work, you know, like I do with the breath and the movement and the things, to make that body feel better, and then go about becoming ever more who we truly are, who you truly are, and faithfully dedicated to your core ideals. And if those aren't clear, we can clear those up in an individual session. I mean, Wayne Messenger, it's right on Facebook, you know, and it's a ball. I mean, it's fun. It's not scary, and it's a friendship. I mean, I guess that's what we could say. I'm your friend, believe it or not. Maybe I've been a friend for a long time. Anyway, we have 2 minutes. I would love to sing you a song. Namaste Narashingaya, or something else. Let's see, what other song can I sing? I like bread and butter. She likes toast and jam. I found my baby sleeping with some other man. Ba 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 doo da 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 da. Da 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 da. Yeah, it's been a pleasure to be with you. We could sing a spookier song. Let's sing another kind of song. Well, 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 who's that calling? Well, well, well. falling. Spirit is a moving all over this land. Well, that's spooky. That's like kind of those ghosts, those burdens that Sandro was talking about before. Uh, I've written one book, um, From Earth with Love in Italian, but the first title of the book, which I still haven't written, was Face the Dragon, Embrace Your Love. Because whatever it is that's troubling you, is bothering you, is just your love which hasn't come back to you yet. It hasn't made full circle. So you've changed it into another emotion, another something or other. And once you understand and you feel your love, all of that dissipates. It's not really a dragon. It's the power to help you to become who you truly are and to discover the love that you truly have for yourself. Not your personality loving you, your soul loving you, serving you, and taking care of you. Soul consciousness, body consciousness. Oh, Sandra, you give me some smiles. I like it. I like it. Actually, I love it. I guess that's it, everybody. So let me know. Tell me if you find other people who speak English, if I should keep doing this in English on Bridges of Light. I love to do it. It is my delight on Bridges of Light. And remember, on the 14th of January, I'll be doing one in Italian. And I do one on Thursday nights on my own on Zoom, if somebody would like to be a part of that. But that takes a little bit of a sacrifice. It's not like totally open. You have to decide that you want to do that, pay a little sacrifice something. But otherwise, I'm always here and I'm live and I'm friendly and I'm here for you. And I'm thankful to Gaetano Vivo and Letizia and Rosanna and Silvia and everybody that makes Bridges and Pamela, that make this function. It gives me access to you all. So blessings. Thank you very much. And I do indeed, truly, God bless you. I love you. Thank you. Okay. Bye bye.